Hello, friends. Welcome to Humanology 2425. Let's do stretching. Yeah, happy Wednesday evening. Okay, do stretching. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh. Ah. 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 All right. 5 minutes break. Thank you. Good stretching. Good evening. Okay. Okay, welcome back. We are back. Yeah, so travel story. I took today off. Okay, so today kind of like 1 day vacation day, and there's a good reason for it. My Korean family member bought me a car. Okay, so it's like 2023 Jeep Renegade. Okay, uh, yeah, so it's new used car. New to me car, right? Yeah. So and so now I bought in Anchorage. Okay. So adding some of my own money too. Okay. So mileage is less than 50,000 miles. Okay. My old car, I still have it. I'm gonna keep it. That's like more than 200,000 miles. Okay. That car's year is like 2007. It's a Ford Expedition. Okay. And so I bought a car in Anchorage, okay? So now I transport to Wasilla home here, okay? So I live outside of Wasilla here, uh, between Wasilla and Big Lake, okay? But close to Wasilla, okay? So I thought about this. How do I transport that car, okay? So that's why I took my day off today, okay? And it's done. It took me 7 hours total, okay? From 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. So 7 hour operation. Okay, I tell you, it's interesting. Okay, we have bus in from Matsu Valley to Anchorage. Okay, so I took the bus. Okay, so in Wasilla, that is park and ride place for the Valley Transit. Okay, it's fantastic system for veterans like me. It's free. Okay, so thank you. So this morning I woke up like around like 6:40. Okay, so and had breakfast, brushed my teeth, and then it was like 7:20 already. Okay, so I didn't even have time to smoke cigarette. Okay, so start driving from here, my house to the bus stop basically. Okay, where I can park and ride. Okay, great system there in Wasilla. Okay, and the bus was already there, so I parked my car and I ran there. Again, I did not have time to smoke cigarette. Okay, so ran there and I got into the bus. Okay, and then from Wasilla to Anchorage. 1 hour ride. Yeah, and people in the bus, the riders, they were very well dressed. I think they work in Anchorage downtown, maybe governmental agency or corporations. Okay, so yeah, they were dressed, look very professional, and so it was like what 7:40 a.m. Okay, so okay, yeah, people who my guess is they work in Anchorage downtown. Okay, why? Because that's where bus stop is. Okay. The Valley commuter bus. Okay, so Valley Transit, great bus, nice bus ride. Because we go on a highway, right, from Wasilla to well, there's actually a bus stop, the Valley Transit in Big Lake, Wasilla, and then Palmer as well. Okay, and to Matsu Valley to Anchorage, that's only one way to get there. This Glen Highway, 65 mile per hour. Okay, so there's seatbelt. Even if it's a bus, okay, and a seatbelt. So I go wear my seatbelt. It was nice. Okay, yeah, it's nice. I guess that's why many people choose to take the bus from Machu Picchu to Anchorage if they're working in Anchorage downtown. Okay, so because otherwise from Anchorage downtown to somewhere else in Anchorage, they have to take another bus or taxi cab maybe. Okay, so but in Anchorage downtown, yes, walking distance. Okay, 5 minutes back for correct. Okay, thank you. It was nice. It was nice. Okay, yeah, nice. Oh yes, continuing travelogue. So yeah, from the Matsu Valley to Anchorage, nice Valley Transit bus. And then I arrived in Anchorage downtown. This the basically bus terminal. Okay, so and I thought about calling the taxi cab to go to the car dealership. Okay, but in that big bus terminal, big bus stop, that's like down Anchorage downtown where all the city buses stop by. Okay, so and I looked at those metallic panels around that bus terminal, and there's some nice Anchorage map, bus routes, bus numbers, and oh, I can take the bus there to save money. Okay, okay. So one number, okay, number 85. Okay, nice. Okay, but there are many different bus stops because there are many buses, many different numbers, bus lines. So they kind of like they stop at different parts around there. Okay, so okay, where does the 80 bus number 85 stop? Oh, in front of City Hall. Yeah, that's next to that transit building. Okay. So I went there. Again, I did not have time to smoke cigarette. Okay. So I went there and there it is. Yeah, bus number 85. Okay. So I did not have time to smoke cigarette. Okay. I went there, took the bus, and the bus fare you can pay in cash if exact cash. They do not give you changes. Okay. Exact cash, $2. In my wallet, I had $2 in cash. Okay. I have some $20 bills, but oh, good. Lucky day. Okay. And also, it did not rain at that time. Now it's raining. It's been raining past 2 weeks. Okay. So almost every day. But at that morning, in that morning, I did bring my foldable umbrella, of course. Okay. And two bottles of water. And plastic jar of peanuts, flushable wipes, some fruit snacks, whatever. It's not fruit snack, but it's more like protein bar. Okay, so those durable food and yeah, the things I carry with me everywhere I go. Okay, well, the peanut bottle that's I carry in my car, but in the morning I did eat a little bit, but not too much. So basically emergency food. Okay, so and two bottles of water in a plastic bag. Okay, and so I may have looked like a homeless veteran actually. Okay, so I like this and another jacket. Okay, it's kind of winter jacket because nowadays it's chilly. Okay, so it's like 50s right now in Fahrenheit. Okay, so but it did not rain. So yeah, divinity, thank you. Okay, so yeah, so taking the bus 85 and to the car dealership. It took me a while, but it was nice ride. Okay, it's been about okay. The last time I took a bus, that was like actually when I was in South Korea. That was 3 years ago. Okay, but in America, the last time I took the bus was 10 years ago. The very first year when I came to Alaska for the first time, what 11, 10 years ago in Anchorage because I used to live in Anchorage for first year. Okay, I took like a bicycle from Jewel Lake, that's like West Anchorage, and had one bedroom apartment. Okay, I took my bicycle. From there, this nice coastal trail from the Jewel Lake to all the way to Anchorage downtown. Okay, yeah, bicycle trail. It took me over maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It's a long trail. How long is it? I don't know, maybe 7 miles or something. Okay. And then from Anchorage downtown to Jewel Lake, yeah, bus ride, okay? Because they have this rack for bikers, okay? In front of the bus, okay? Nice. That was last time, okay? What, that's 10 to 11 years ago, okay? Bus ride. It's nice, yeah. It's nice bus ride, okay? And I got to car dealership. uh, around 10 a.m. Okay, and got my car and went to a mall because I was so hungry. Okay, so I went to the mall, had some breakfast in the food court. Yeah, Americanized Chinese food. Okay, it was good. Like three items plus rice. Okay, and so I had some, and the rest is in the counter. I put in the refrigerator. Okay, so yes, I'm gonna eat some more. Okay, yeah. And so okay, from Anchorage to back to this home in Matsu Valley. Yeah, new car, right? Yeah, new used car. Okay, nice. It was fun to drive because it's 2023 and less than 50 miles mileage, and so yeah, it was fun to drive. Yeah, new car. Yeah, modern. It will take me a while to learn all the features of that wonderful, nice new car. Okay, so nice ride. Yeah, and then from this house to the Wasilla, the bus stop, park and ride. Yeah, I call taxi cab. Okay, but in Wasilla, we do not have city buses. It's very rural here. Okay, Matsu Valley. Yeah, taxi cab from here to the park and ride in Wasilla. There's big parking lot for Valley Transit. Okay, so right, and then from there to here, my old car. And then I look at the watch. It was just before 2 p.m. So 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's like a 7 hour operation, transportation operation. Okay. Worthwhile though. Okay. Yeah. It was nice. Okay. Yeah, it was nice. Mm-hmm. Okay, now let's go to Instagram Live, okay? Sure. Yeah, good travel log there. It was nice. Okay. Okay. You want to see my new car? Sure. New used car. Actually, they're different sizes, but they look pretty much similar, okay? Yeah, just yeah, this is my old car, okay? And that's my new car there. So I have two cars now. Yeah, they look very similar, right? Yeah, basically white, black, okay, black, white. Is I just want to keep it simple. Just keep it clean. Yeah, keep it simple, you know. Yeah. For the expedition and trip renegade. Let me redo my hair too. Looks like links. Okay. Yeah, 24, 25. Okay. Hello, friends. Welcome to humanology 24, 25. Yeah, happy Wednesday evening. Yeah, let's do martial arts. Muay Thai, kickboxing. Let's do jumping kick, okay? Yeah. Jumping kick. Okay. Hua! 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 Okay. Good, good, good. 5 minutes back. Thank you. Woo! Good exercise there. Ooh. Maybe two more, okay? Hua! Hua! Yeah, good. One more. Uh, I don't know. Okay, there we go. Yeah, 5 minutes. Thank you. Oh. Okay, welcome back. We are back. Okay, welcome. Good evening. Now let's continue to talk about this like humanology show. Oh my goodness, that's not acceptable. Hairstyle. That's just sorry about that. They kind of look like kind of bankrupt, bankrupt hairstyle, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, the reason why human are show why do I do this? Let's talk about it, okay? First reason is that's just for fun. Okay, it's a healthy hobby. It's just something that makes me happy, pursuit of happiness. Yeah, it's something I enjoy doing. Okay, so but there are some perhaps more important reason than that. Okay, like contribution to humanity, right? Yeah. If I put it heavily, like okay, like basically sharing with the world some wisdom from humanology school. Sure, yeah, humanology lecture series. Okay, so those are that's the kind of important part, the contribution to humanity. Okay, so okay, yeah. Hmm? Giving something back, okay, for free. Yeah, yeah. So for the betterment of humanity. Okay, so yeah, so that's the goal. Okay, and will it happen? I think so. I think it will. Yes. Nowadays, yeah, only very few people, the smartest people in the world, like you, watch this. Thank you. It means the world to me. Okay, yeah, thank you. Maybe in the future, maybe more audience. Okay, yeah, sure, sure. Okay. Yeah, oh yeah, it's so cool. Okay, yeah. But I'm not doing this to become a famous person. No, it's not about that. Okay, it's about knowledge. Okay, so sharing. Mm. Yeah, so there it is. Okay, yeah. What else to talk about? What is that insect on the ceiling? That's kinda distracting. Let me at least drop it to the floor, okay? Because I do not want to be distracted. I don't know what it dropped, okay? So yeah, at least I do not get to see. Actually, it's right. It transferred to another wall. Now I can get that one, okay? Because some kind of insect. Let me get rid of it. Oh, huh. Ugh. I'll be right back. I'm gonna flush it down the toilet. Dude, when I catch a bug, the toilet paper roll, I don't know how to squish it. I just flush it down the toilet, okay? So, yeah. Anyway, so, okay, we talked about humanized show. What else? What else do we talk about? We talked enough about Los Angeles experience, Hollywood, okay? So, okay. So, that's enough. Then we talked later on. We talked about like what briefly like army. We talk about army again a lot, right? Uh, and then we talked about law school. Sure, sure, sure. So, okay, we talked about that. Mm-hmm. Just thinking about something to talk about. Okay. something interesting to talk about. Hmm. Maybe we can talk about safety. Okay, it's important. Like swimming. I read some news. Okay, so the thing is this. Okay, in the ocean. Okay, the water is salty, so there's more buoyancy there in the ocean, sandy water. Okay, it's a heavier water than fresh water. Salt in there. Okay, so it's easier to swim in the ocean unless it's like storm. I'm talking about quiet day, sunny day. Okay, with more buoyancy, so easier to float in the ocean. Okay, but fresh water, it's more difficult to float because there's no salt in there unless it's like salt. Some lake have a lot of salt, right? Yeah, we're not talking about that. Okay, we're talking just regular lake. Yeah, but yeah, because of that, you need to be more careful. Okay, maybe the life jacket so that you can float in the fresh water. Okay, in the ocean, same way. I used to think unless you swim in the ocean, okay, but it's just easier because more buoyancy there, okay, because of salt. In the lake, yeah, it's fresh water. Most lakes are like that, so yeah, you need life jacket, okay, unless you are a very very good swimmer, okay, yeah. And but around the lake shore is safe relatively, okay, but there could be broken glasses in the lake shore, okay. Who knows? So you need to watch out for that, okay. Or some sharp rocks. Okay. Yeah. I heard about it. Okay. So you need to watch out for that. Okay. Yeah. Lakeshore. How about in the middle of lake? Yeah, again, freshwater, no buoyancy. Okay. So life jacket, strongly recommended. Okay. Yeah. And it depends on the lakes, but lake water can be very cold, especially near the mountains. They can be very cold and it can cause hypothermia. Okay. Swimming in the lakes. You have to be careful about it. Swimming in the river, again, life jacket more highly recommended. Okay, with fresh water, river water. Okay, and it can be cold. And there's another problem in the swimming in the river: current, velocity of water. Oh, that makes it even more dangerous. It's very big gravitational energy it carries. Big body of water, river, current. Huh? It's gravitational force, okay, and that big energy is carrying, okay, kinetic energy of water, okay, so in the river, okay, you need to be even more careful about it, okay, yeah. Eh, and also, it's not recommended at all. Maybe it's even illegal, okay. It depends on the places. Like drinking alcohol on a boat, uh, that is too dangerous. I mean, the boat operator, yeah, you cannot drink alcohol. Okay, it's like a car. Okay, so but even the passengers on a boat, I do not know about like regulation because I do not have a boat and I do not go on a boat riding. Okay, so when it comes to boat passengers, is it legal to drink alcoholic beverages on a boat? That I don't know. All right. Let me look it up. Okay, it really may depend on states, but let me look up real quick. Okay, is it legal to drink alcohol in a boat in a lake or river, whatever? In most U.S. states, passengers on a boat are legally allowed to drink alcohol, but operator of the vessel must remain sober. Okay, that's weird because on the road, passengers in a car, they are not allowed to drink alcohol. No, it's considered public drinking. Public drinking is illegal in most American states. Okay, but on a boat in the middle of a lake, on a river, that's not public drinking. That's odd. In most states in America, what is illegal public drinking? Like in my yard, it's my private property, right? So I can drink alcohol in my yard, which I don't. I only drink in my house. I smoke cigarettes outside my house in my yard, okay? But like public park, right? You cannot drink alcohol on a sidewalk, bus stop, or shopping mall, supermarket, public places like that. You cannot drink alcohol. It's illegal to do that. But lake, boat, river, drinking is allowed. I find that very surprising. It's still a public place. That's odd. But yeah, I don't think it's a good idea. Okay, because if you're on a boat in the middle of river or lake, probably it's a good idea to be sober. Okay, because there's water around. Okay, you may need to swim. Who knows? Maybe the boat is with some wave. So I don't think it's a good idea to drink alcohol on a boat. Okay, so okay, yeah, 5 minutes break for correct. Okay, some safety discussion there. Okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, 5 minutes. Thank you. Yeah, I guess we can talk about boarding. Okay, the boarding experience I had, I was in U.S. Army. Okay, so we deployed to Afghanistan between 2011 and 2012. After that, my final year in the U.S. Army. 4 year active duty. Fourth year, 2012. Yeah, after deployment, we did deploy safely. Okay, so yeah, so and so there were some programs in the army, Fort Hood, Texas, where more recreation program because we just got back from deployment. Okay, so yeah, so it was very nice. U.S. Army, very nice organization. Okay, so and we went to a lake. I think it's a Belton Lake. Okay, it's like 20 minutes from Fort Hood, Texas. And we were out there to boating, and now we need captains. We are like junior enlisted soldiers with sergeants, NCOs, okay? And we also commissioned officers on those too, okay? In Brown Company. Okay? And then, but we need boat operators. We needed two of them, okay? So me and another guy, okay? He's a nice guy. He's from Navajo Nation, okay? So he's a Native American gentleman. He's younger than me, okay? So two of us volunteered to take written test and operation test of boats, two boats that we rented. US Army paid for it, okay? Yeah, so written test. We were given very short time to study and take the written test. And on that same day, other people from Brown Company, they waited for us, okay? So we had to like study very fast on that same day. We were not given prior notice. He and I, we just volunteered. Yeah, we'll do it. Okay. So study very fast, this operator's manual, right? And then written exam, then operating exam, both on the Lake Belton, okay? So, and both of us passed. So we got license for it, operator's license. It's kind of like driving test, right? But with a boat, motored boat, okay? Okay. Everybody life jacket, okay? Yeah. No drinking alcohol whatsoever. No way. This is army part of army program. U.S. Army paid for it, okay? No, no drinking. Has there been a U.S. Army program, Army sponsor program when we are allowed to drink alcohol? I don't think so. Okay. In the barracks room, in our private time, if we are over 21, which I was, we are allowed to drink alcohol, but not in like army program. No way. Okay. But in the army room, I didn't drink alcohol, okay? Because I joined the army in 2009, I was like 31, okay? So, but yeah, so we got license, okay? So no drinking alcohol, no way, okay? So yeah, so his boat, my boat, yeah, we launched our two boats and Bravo Company people, and yeah, it's not a big boat. Actually, I think it was an avionics platoon event. Actually, okay, so avionics platoon, how many of us? Maybe 30. Okay, yeah, yeah. And then in my boat, how many people? About 7 people. His boat, about 7 people. Oh, about 15 of us. Yeah, went to the lake. Nice. That's the lake, okay. Hmm. Another time, canoe. It's not motorized. No, it's just hand paddle, right? Yeah, there was a lot of work. There's just exercise, okay. I was kind of lagging behind. We went to Ireland in the same Belton Lake, okay. Yeah, just one person canoe. That was Bravo Company event, okay. So there are other platoons, okay. Yeah, in the lake, yeah, there's some waterfall. Okay, nice, okay. I was kind of lagging behind, okay. So because I was kind of older folks. At that day I think I was the oldest. Okay. 2012, I was 34. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Everybody wore life jacket, okay? Yeah. It was nice. Yeah. So yeah, yes, wear life jacket. Also, yeah, learn to swim. Okay, I know how to swim. Okay, important. 5 minutes back for rest. Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah. Safety, water safety. Okay, sure. Yeah. But yeah, so water safety. Sure, we can talk about that. The last time, when was the last time I swam? I think it was probably like 8 years ago. It was in San Diego, California, the Imperial Beach. Beautiful sandy beach in the San Diego, California. Okay. I went there for continuing legal education about election law, and there's some officials from Federal Election Commission, including the Madam Commissioner. Okay. Yeah, we met. Okay. So and yeah, great professionals, FEC, Federal Election Commission. And so they told us it's continuing legal education class. Okay, so there was 2018, I think, or 2019. Okay, so yeah, in San Diego. Okay, so yeah, so it was I took 1 week vacation there. Okay, so there was 2018 or 2019. Okay, around autumn time, I think. Okay, and yeah, great lectures from FEC, the federal professionals, including Madam Commissioner. Okay, great people. Okay, yeah, election law. Okay, yeah. And in my spare time, like after the class, like yeah, I went to the San Diego, the Ocean Beach, the Imperial Beach. Okay, I just swim there. Okay, it was nice. Good exercise, whole body concept. Okay, yeah, it was nice. The water was not too cold. It was like late summer, I think. Okay, it's Southern California. Okay, so San Diego. Okay, great time. Hmm? Of course, I had eaten out hamburger. That's the first restaurant I went in San Diego. Okay, of course. It was good. Double double with raw onion. Okay, so it was heaven on earth, paradise. Okay. And so I'm a U.S. Army veteran, but I have many veteran friends because in Alaska we have a lot of veterans from all branches. Okay, so also when I was in law school in Ann Arbor, Michigan, okay, I was a U.S. Army veteran, like GI Bill. In Ann Arbor, Michigan Law School, there are veterans from the Army, Marine, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard. Okay, I met all of them. Okay, between us veterans. Just we are kind of slightly older than others. Okay, so okay. Also in the YouTube, I watched this like basic combat training for like Army, Marine, Air Force, Coast Guard, Navy. Okay, because I was interested in how they do basic combat training. Okay, I was in the Army only. Okay, so my friends, they've been to multiple branches. Okay, like some of my Army friends, they've been to Marine. Some of them been to Navy. Okay, yeah. Mhm. So we are talking about water safety, okay? So in Coast Guard basic combat training that I watch on the YouTube, okay, they learn about knot making knot with the ropes, okay? Yeah, because and so the ropes that they deal with are very thick ropes, okay, for ships, okay? Yeah, yeah, and also of course they know how to swim, right? It's part of their training, right? Coast Guard, Navy, Marine. I'm sure they do swimming once in a while, right? Marine is kind of halfway between Navy and Army, right? In the Army, okay, Fort Hood, Texas, we did have swimming pool, and I did go there. I did swim, okay? But in the Army, swimming is not one of our training. We walk, run, push up, sit up on land. That's Army, okay? But in Marine, I'm sure they do swimming. Because Marine is halfway between Army and Navy, right? Okay. But Navy and Coast Guard, of course, they swim, okay? Yeah, part of their training, right? Yeah, yeah. Which is cool. Yeah, swimming is great. Okay. Oh, yeah. 5 minutes right for chorus. Okay, thank you. Time check now. Okay. It's been almost 1 hour. Yeah, let's ventilate. Huh? Uh, yeah. Okay, welcome back. We're back. It's summertime, so we are talking about water safety because people go out there, lakes, river, ocean, to swim, to fish, or just boating. Okay, so water safety in summertime is important. Okay, that's why we are talking about it. Okay, so there's some news about some incidents. Okay, so we want people to be safe. Okay, so that's why we are talking about this. Okay, yeah, it's a timely topic to talk about. Okay, so uh, no drinking on the boat. Okay, that's I drink at home. Okay, but I do not think it's a good idea to drink even for passengers to in a boat. Okay. Uh, Now, but I'm at home, so I drink, okay, because I'm 48, okay, I'm at home, so I'm safe, okay, so. But when it comes to boating, okay, let's say, I think it's a good idea that they have some ropes. But ropes, we are talking about, let's say, people swim, lake or river or ocean, okay, maybe they're not excellent swimmers, maybe they need to be rescued. Okay, so probably the best way is to throw them ropes so that they get back to the boat. Okay, but ropes maybe they are not easy to purchase. Where would people buy ropes? Do they sell in some stores ropes? Long ropes. You can purchase online, I guess, but we are talking about ropes so that water you throw the ropes out there in the water so that people in the water can grab onto it and pull it so that they can safely get back to the boat. So it has to be heavy duty kind of ropes. Maybe they're not easy to purchase, okay, because they'll be heavy and bulky. Okay, so even online purchase, maybe it's not easy to purchase. Okay, uh, then what would be some substitutes? How about rubber hose? For gardening purpose. I have some. I have two of them actually in my external storage unit. In my yard, I have two rubber hoses and with wheels, two wheels, so they can be wound. I purchased them in Walmart. They're water hoses. I do not garden. I just let the plants grow. Alaskan wild plants, okay. But about 8 years ago, okay, there were these caterpillars in my willow trees in my yard, Alaskan native willow trees. Okay, they're eating all the leaves. I did not like that. That's why I put water hoses because there's this insecticide that you can connect to the rubber. Well, it's not rubber, it's a plastic, synthetic rubber water hose. You can connect to it, insecticide, okay? And sprinkle to the trees. And then those caterpillars went away. Okay. Yeah, so those rubber hoses, I think it's a good substitute for ropes for boaters. I think it's good to carry that roll of rubber hose, okay, synthetic plastic rubber hose, to carry that in the boat because they're not that heavy. And in Walmart, for example, Those rubber hoses, they can be. Oh, maybe it's not Walmart actually. I think it was a Lowe's or Home Depot hardware store. Okay, there are a lot of gardeners, right? So they sell those hoses with wheel. They can extend like 50 yards. Maybe 50 feet, because some people have a lot of acreage in their homes, okay, the gardeners, okay, and the water source typically attached to the external wall of a house, like mine, okay. And so you need long hoses, and they sell it in hardware store like Lowe's, Home Depot's, Walmart, okay. So I purchased two of them, okay. Those hoses are very long. It can be very long, okay. Yeah, they sell it in the hardware store, okay, and they're not that heavy. Yeah, my recommendation: carry those wheel and water hose to your boat because they're not that heavy. Okay, okay, for rescue. Okay, yeah. If somebody off the boat, like for whatever reason, for swimming, or maybe they accidentally fell from the boat, yeah, just throw the hose so that they can climb back to the boat. Also, life jacket. Yes, yes. Some flotation devices like Baywatch style. Yeah, sure, sure. Okay. But I think hose will be very effective. Okay, yeah, and they're compact. You roll on the wheel, hose wheel. Okay, and they're not that heavy, and they can be very long. Okay, so I think it's a good idea there for rescue. Okay, for boaters. Okay, yeah. Mhm. Good. 5 minutes break for rest. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. So safe boating. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I mean, but the thing is this: those hoses, gardening hose. Yeah, I mean, it can float because inside the hose, even if it's just air, so more buoyancy there. But they're not very flexible. Okay, ropes they can bend very easily, so you can throw into the direction where people are in the water. But when it comes to gardening hose, where you have to unwind from that wheel, right? And you can throw it in particular direction, but they're not as flexible as ropes. Okay, so there could be some difficulty there, but it will float on the water because it's filled with air. Okay, yeah, okay. But best policy would be just life jacket, everybody on the boat. Okay, because like in Alaska, we have a lot of rivers, lakes. Okay, so people will go fishing during the summertime, and many Alaskans have their private boats. Many of my friends have boats, and I've been to their boats. Okay, so along the river, yeah, it's very common in Alaska. Okay, so I don't have any boats, but many of my friends do. Okay, so life jacket mandatory in my opinion because boats. Okay, maybe not very regulated area boating. Okay, I just looked up in the internet. Drinking is allowed, on a boat in most states in America. I that's controversial. That's problematic in my opinion. Okay, I drink at home. Okay, but on a boat, I don't think it's a good idea to drink alcohol. Okay, like cars on the road, seatbelt mandatory, right? On the boats, is life jacket mandatory? Let me look it up in the internet. Okay, look, I'm a lawyer. I should know better, right? But there are so many different laws, regulations. So yeah. But yeah, kind of continue legal education here. Okay, so is life jacket mandatory? On a boat? Okay, in Alaska, boaters are required to have one Coast Guard approved life jacket for each person aboard their vessel. Okay, so that's Alaska. How about in America in general? In United States, on a navigable waterways, a Coast Guard approved life jacket must be aboard for each occupant. So they need to be aboard for each, they must be available aboard for each occupant. But maybe it's not required that each person is actually wearing it. I don't know. It seems availability is required, but wearing it, I don't think is required yet. Okay, that's what it seems to me based on this internet research. Okay. Yeah, welcome. Good evening. Yeah, welcome. Mighty Profit Traders. Yeah, martial arts education college baron. Okay, thank you. I mean, yeah, it looks like it's kind of lax as it stands now in America, right? Like in car, road. Yeah, the seatbelt, that's mandatory, right? But on a boat in America, as it stands now, wearing life jacket, it seems it's not mandatory yet. That's what it seems to me in most states in America. Okay. Okay. That's problematic. Okay. Yeah. With cars on the road, we're on the land. Seatbelt mandatory, okay. But on a boat, life jacket is not mandatory. That's problematic to me. Okay. That's that looks seems problematic to me because not everybody can swim. In America, passengers in a car, they're not allowed to drink alcohol. They're not driving, they're passengers in a car, but they're not allowed to drink alcohol, okay? But on a boat, passengers can drink alcohol. That's very, very problematic, as it seems to me, okay? Yeah. Mm. 5 minutes back for rest, okay? Yeah. We'll talk about it, okay? Yeah. Huh. Okay, so we can compare cars and boats, okay? Like I'm in Alaska, okay? So I have many friends in Alaska. So and but I look almost everybody have a car, adults, right? But not everybody have a boat, okay? People with more money, they tend to have boats, okay? Yeah. Because first of all, to store a boat in their property, they need to have a big yard. And they need to have this transportation, like trailer, to carry the boat, motored boat, okay? So they need to have big yard to store their boat. Even in my neighborhood, some people have boats, okay? So people with bigger yard, more money, okay? So and they need to transport the boat from their yard to a lake or to a river on a trailer, right? With the motorized with engine and everything. Okay, so maybe that's why this regulatory law in boating is evolving more slowly than regulation of cars. Okay, that was my guess. Okay, now let me redo my hair real quick. Uh, yeah, let me take this off. Okay. Well, yeah, let me redo my hair. Eh, Now have airplane. Yeah, again in Alaska, yeah, a lot of many people have own airplanes. So my friends too. Yeah, yeah. There are people with even more money. Okay, like private ownership of boats, airplanes. That's quite common in Alaska. Okay, yeah. Hmm? Then where do they store airplanes? You can hang on some local airports. Or some wealthy people in Alaska, okay, they have lakefront properties. Their house is next to a lake. It's a floodplain, and they use the lake next to the house as a runway for float airplane. Airplane that float on the water, okay, so with that airfield bar at the bottom, float plane. Yeah, okay. That's quite common in Alaska, okay? Lakefront property. We are talking about very wealthy people. And many of my friends have boats, okay? But people with airplane, private airplane, maybe they are my acquaintances. Okay. Maybe my friends, okay? We're talking about very wealthy people in Alaska, okay? Lakefront property, and they have airplane pilot's license. It's not too common, okay? So they'll be my friends, acquaintances, okay? So okay. Hmm. When it comes to air safety, how to fly airplane safely or helicopter safely, there's a whole other subject matter. Today we talked about water safety, boarding. Yeah, like in Fort Hood, Texas, well, Lake Belton, the civilian park, okay? Yeah, I got boater's license. Boater's boat operator's license, okay? But when it comes to airplane, I do not have pilot's license. That's like whole another story, right? Yeah, it could be helicopter or airplane, okay? I when I was in the army, I was electrician for helicopters, okay? But I never flew in a helicopter before in my life, okay? Some of my friends did in the army, okay? I never had that experience, okay? Helicopters safely parked in our hangars. Yeah, I went there inside, took pictures. Yeah, I did. But I never flew in a helicopter, okay? So, but my friend said it's very loud. Okay. Hmm. Time check now. Okay. We got like 30 minutes left. Okay. Yeah. 5 minutes left. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, we'll talk about air safety. Okay. Sure. Sure. Okay. 5 minutes. Thank you. Yeah. Safety lesson. Sure. Okay, welcome back. We are back. Some brand new adjustment the cell phone. Okay, okay. So yeah, air safety. Okay, so before that, yeah, water safety. Yeah, as it stands in America, is based on the internet research. Briefly, what it seems is like on a boat. Yeah, people are not passengers are not required to wear the life jacket, but at least it's mandatory that there should be life jacket available to them for every passenger on a boat. Okay, they're evolving. Okay, okay. Now, air safety. Is this suggestion for future humanity? Okay. In my opinion, okay, I'm being ambitious here. I'm ambitious. Okay. So should you. Okay. So be ambitious. Okay. In the future, okay, I think it should be required for any airplane to have a parachute for every single passenger in the airplane, okay? At least have it available, okay? Because I watched some documentaries on YouTube, okay? Uh, Airplanes, they way up high up above and very fast speed. They're flying airplane, okay? So a lot of things can go wrong, like engine, birds striking the engine, or it could be some air pressure, rain, thunder, lightning. So many things can happen up in the air in the airplane, okay, or helicopters, okay. And sometimes some documentaries I've seen in YouTube about a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that, okay. Uh, Bolts and nuts in the airplane, okay, they're used wrong size. So there's some leak of air pressure, okay. It caused some malfunction of airplane, okay. So small things like that, the size of the bolts and nuts that goes to the airplane surface, maybe in the window or whatever door, okay, or fuselage, okay, it can cause air leak, high pressure in the high speed airplane there, okay, big energy, kinetic energy, okay. So many things can go wrong in the airplane, okay, or helicopter too, okay. So in my opinion, okay, airplane or helicopter should have parachute available for every single passenger because we want people to be safe. Okay, but parachute they're not cheap, right? They are more expensive than life jacket or car seat belt. But maybe one day, okay, yeah, so that people will be safe. Okay? And in the airplane, like passenger airplane, okay, they should start instructing how to wear parachute and how to deploy parachute. I watched documentary. It's one pool, right? Yeah. They should start instructing that in the future in the airplane, passenger airplanes. Okay, so that when engine fails or whatever, like air leak in the airplane, up there in the air travel. Okay, yeah, people can wear this parachute and yeah, jump and deploy the parachute and safely land in the water or air land depending on the situation of airplane. Okay, so and survive in the future. Yeah, they should start doing that. Okay, yeah, for people's safety. Okay, so one day in the future. Okay, I know it'll be expensive. Parachutes, oh, more expensive than life jacket on a boat, right? Yeah, but one day in the future. Okay, yeah, I think they should do that. Okay, because it makes sense. Huh? Yeah, Have I ever done parachuting? No, I have not. Okay. Uh, some of my friends have. Yeah, in the army, airborne rangers, airborne schools, outside of rangers. Yeah, some of my friends in the army, parachuting experience. I never had that experience before. Yeah. Mm. Flying airplane? Yeah, some of my friends. Yeah, are pilots. Yeah, yeah. I do not have pilot's license. Okay. I thought about it. Okay, because in Alaska, there's so many private airplanes. But the thing is this. Okay, I appreciate pilots. Okay, they're great professionals, but I do not like heights. To be honest. Parachuting, yeah, some of my friends have done that, but I do not want to. I do not like heights. Okay. Hmm. I do not like heights. Okay. Like what acrophobia in psychology, right? Something like that. But I'm not like pathological level of fear of heights, but I just I'm not comfortable with heights. Okay. But in airplane, I'm okay with being a passenger in an airplane. Okay. With that professional pilots. Okay. So I'm not afraid to fly in an airplane. They're professional pilots, okay, but I don't want to fly airplane myself, okay. So, well, parachute jumping, I enjoy watching the YouTube, okay, but I do not want to do it myself, okay. I think to me, I don't like heights, okay. No, it's not my cup of tea, to say the least, okay. So I just run, hiking trail in Alaska, okay. 5 minutes. How many time do we have? How much time do we have? 10 minutes left. Okay, we'll take 5 minutes break. Thank you. Yeah, because human school, okay? So I'm being honest, okay? Yeah. Well, we appreciate sailors, pilots, okay? Okay, so let's talk about pilots, okay? I'm not a pilot, okay? So, but some of my friends are, okay? So, uh, in Alaska, we have Alaskan bush pilots. What are Alaskan bush pilots? Uh, okay, there was okay. I met many of them, and most of them are nice, but some of them are not so nice. Okay, I met many because I've been living in Alaska for past like what 11 years by now, and I met them like Alaska bush pilots in many different places. Or commercial jet airplane pilots too. Okay, so the people who are licensed to fly airplanes. Okay, so I met many of them in Alaska over past like 11 years. Okay, so most of them are nice, and some of them not so nice. Okay, like 1% of them. Okay, so most Alaska bush pilots. Okay, they fly like Cessna, small airplane. Propeller. It's not jet engine. No, it's propeller. It's so amazing. This one propeller at the nose of this airplane, fixed wing, can lift up this weight. Okay, yeah, it's amazing technology there. Aerodynamics. Okay, never cease to amaze me. Okay, yeah, Cessna airplane. Okay, so fixed wing, just one propeller at the nose of airplane. It's just amazing. Okay, so that's typical Alaska bush pilots. Okay, what are Alaska bush pilots? They go to remote villages in Alaska. Alaska is the biggest state in America, but the smallest population density. That's why some of Americans, including myself, came to Alaska. Okay, we love people, but we want space, we want freedom. Okay, so Alaska bush pilots they go to remote villages to deliver mail, products, merchandise, okay, the transportation of people, and it's very dangerous business. So remote villages in Alaska, they don't have airport. So bush pilots in Alaska, Alaskan bush pilots, okay, so they kind of improvise the runway, the airstrip, frozen river, or some sandy bank of a river, or if it's a float plane, yeah, river, lake, whatever, right? Yeah, they're very, very highly skilled pilots, Alaskan bush pilots. Okay, so yeah, I appreciate them. Okay, hmm? I met many past 11 years in Alaska. Okay, most of them are nice. Okay, but uh, like 1% of them kind of mean. Okay, I met this guy, Anchorage downtown. It's a bar. Okay, it's quite popular bar. Anchorage downtown. Because there was like first year in Alaska, like back in 2015, when I just got to Alaska, about 11 years ago. Okay, yeah, we went to Anchorage downtown. Maybe some Friday or Saturday evening. It was quite popular bar. Okay, so and typical landscape scene description in Alaska bar, mostly males, very few females. Okay, yeah, that's how Alaska is like. Okay, yeah. Bar, mostly males. Okay, so okay. It's a bunch of guys downtown Anchorage, a bar. Okay, maybe we're drinking a beer or whatever, some light drink because we have to drive, right? Yeah, maybe I order some beer, maybe Corona or Heineken, whatever. And look around, okay? Yeah, it's a bunch of guys, okay? So the typical bar scene in Alaska, okay? We do not have that many females in Alaska, okay? It's mostly guys, so yeah, yes. Now 5 minutes break for correct, okay? How much time do we have? 15 minutes left, I guess. Yeah, more than 15 minutes left, okay? We'll take 2 minutes break, okay? Yeah, I'm kind of getting drunk, okay? But I tell you that story. It was interesting, okay? All right. Okay, so I went to a bar downtown Anchorage, okay? Kind of like what day of the week was that? Maybe Saturday, Friday evening, I guess. Yeah, it's a typical Alaskan bar scene, bunch of guys, not many ladies. Okay, drinking my beer, okay, chilling, relaxing. They're like 2015, first year in Alaska, okay, 11 years ago, okay. I used to live in Anchorage, okay. Now I live in Matsubari, okay. So yeah, okay, and looked around, and there's some guys in the bar, the single bar, okay. So not a table. Okay, so yeah, we started talking, okay, between those guys, okay, and so 2015, I was like, what? I was born in 1978, so 22 plus 15. I was 37. Is it? Yeah, about 11 years ago, because I'm 48 now. Okay, I was like 37. Okay, so. And it's about that many guys, okay? Well, not that many, maybe five of us, okay? And one guy, because I was 37, he kind of looked like maybe 29 or 32. Definitely younger than me, okay? And we kind of introduced ourselves between those guys, no bar, okay? Yeah. Some of them older than me, some of them younger than me, okay? But we're over 21. We are drinking like alcoholic beverage, like just one beer, okay? Because we have to drive back home safely, okay? One beer is fine, okay? So, and this guy introduced himself. Yeah, I'm Bush pilot. Okay, he was younger than me. I was 37. He was like My guess, I remember him. Okay, so kind of light skin and dark hair, and he's like I don't think he has big mustache. Okay, so his age level maybe early 30s to late 20s, between late 20s or early 30s, late 20s to early 30s. Okay, maybe mid 30s, but younger than me though. I was 37. Okay, yeah, he was definitely younger than me. Okay, maybe 35, but I think he was younger than that. So he introduced himself to us, well, five guys at a bar downtown Anchorage. Okay, Friday evening, Saturday evening, something like that. Okay, not many ladies there. Okay, so yeah, it's Alaska bar. It's typical like that. Okay, so okay, it's just between us guys. Okay, sure. Back then, yeah, I was comfortable working for Alaska State Agency. Okay, yeah, in JBL. Yes, comfortable. Okay, software engineer. Okay. He introduced himself as a yeah, I'm a push Alaskan push pilot. Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's great. Yeah, it seems that he take pride in it. Okay, that's great. Okay, yeah, sure. You're a pilot, Alaskan push pilot. Great. Okay. But he was too overly cocky about it, and I did not like his attitude. Too proud of himself. Okay. Yeah, I guess he's kind of young. Okay. Yeah, yeah, he's younger than me, definitely. Okay. So by how many years? Maybe at least five or three at least. Okay. Uh, and then he was start to be very disrespectful to me. I'll check now. We got like more than 5 minutes left. Okay. So my response was like this. Okay. Yeah. Look, I'm a computer programmer. Okay. I sit behind the desk, behind the computer screen in the office, and you're like 5 years at least younger than me. Alaska push pilot. You can fly airplane in the air. Okay. Yeah, thank you for your service. Yeah, it's important in Alaska because we do not have many roads in Alaska. Okay. We need pilots. We need Alaska push pilots. Yes, and you're doing great service to Alaska, but you better fix your attitude. Okay. You are being very disrespectful to other professionals in this bar in Anchorage downtown. You need to start appreciating. You need to start learning to appreciate other kinds of professionals like myself, Honky Lee, computer programmer, yeah, sitting behind the desk in the office. I do not know how to fly on an airplane. I do not know how to fly on an airplane. But I'm a computer programmer in Alaska. Yeah, I work for state of Alaska, some governmental agency, sitting behind the desk in front of a computer. That's what I do. And uh, please do not disrespect my profession. Please do not disrespect me. I did not say that at that day, but I'm saying that now. Okay. He may be just like a flying airplane in the sky, important job. It's fancy. Okay. He may look down upon us, ground people in the airplane. looking down. Yeah, look like ants, crawling ants on the ground. Okay, but you need ground crew. Yeah, pilots. Yeah, they need mechanics, electricians, computer programmers, human resources professionals of this airline company. Okay, yeah, they need all of us. Okay, so but back then I just got to Alaska. Okay, so I did not give him that advice. I'm giving him and other people that advice now, 11 years later. So welcome to human school, human okay? Memories, reminiscence, recollection, priceless, right? So it's good to talk about this past experience from brand new point of view as a more experienced, aged, older people, right? We're like a regurgitating story, digested long time ago, right? Welcome to human school, okay? So, okay. I'm checking how many minutes we have. 5 minutes. Just about 5 minutes, okay? So yeah, those experiences, okay. I did not tell him anything, okay. He was rude to me. I was like, are you kind of young? So I understand, okay. I was at least 5 years older than that guy, okay. We can fly airplane, okay. Good job, important job in Alaska. Transportation, people, yeah, mail delivery and merchandise, goods and services, important, okay. But he was too cocky, he was too arrogant about what he does. And he disrespected other professionals, ground crews, like me, computer programmer, piano desk, okay, or any other ground crews, okay? I was like, so look, typically I do not want to deal with those people who have some mental disability, like personality disorder, okay? Because the way I see him, he's young, but he's kind of retarded. Okay, some developmental delay. The way he portrays himself, so arrogant, thinking only about himself. Oh, I'm the best. Everybody else lower than me. That's autism, Asperger's syndrome in psychology, psychopathology. Okay, I can't notice that, so I do not want to deal with those people. They need to see some therapist. Okay, so and I'm a scholar. I'm a humanologist. I appreciate psychologists, psychiatrists, okay, mental health professionals. Let them deal with those people, okay. Me as a humanologist, we appreciate mental health care professionals. We do. Oh, how many times do we have? 1 minute left. But in human school, you're kind of elitist, okay? Yeah, so let mental health professionals who I appreciate, yeah, deal with those sick people, okay? So, but in human school, we promote future leaders, we educate future leaders, the elitists, the normal people, okay? That's the kind of people I want to deal with, okay? So, okay. So I just let him be, yeah, this Alaskan bush pilot. Most of them are nice, but this guy is kind of young. He got some issues. Okay, so I did not talk to him. Okay, I just left. Okay, because he got too many issues. Okay, so all right. Yeah. How much time do we have left? Uh, 30 seconds left. Okay, so my property is martial arts can call them. Okay, so in human school, yeah, it's very elitist. Okay, we do not deal with people with mental disability. We let them we refer to them to mental health professionals. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. See you next time. Okay. Thank you. It's been 2 hours. Okay. Thank you.